Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere, and even earn money. We like that. All in one place for totally free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your cellular telephone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else, those other places that podcasts are heard.
Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, and when you want to take conversations with your fans to the next level, Q&As and polls are the best way to get them talking. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free, zero catch. We've been using it ever since we started How Long Gone. And ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I feel like having the option of turning off the Q&As and the polls on the user dashboard has really helped boost my creativity and take it to another level. I highly recommend giving it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Chris Black, what the fuck is up? It is Sunday, 9 a.m. Your boy TJ has been up since 5 a.m. hanging out at the Los Angeles International Airport and various FedEx locations. But even more troubling is the fact that you seem to be having a sweat issue. It looks like the tables have turned. Chris, please explain.
It's not an issue, Jason. I think I actually finally left it all somewhere. I don't know if I can get it back.
Oh.
You know, so that's the problem.
Okay. So you've been making a lot of sourdough, and you finally used so much starter that you can't feed it anymore, is what you're saying.
That actually is a terrible but perfect analogy.
Chris, you got to feed the starter.
The weather in New York yesterday was maybe the worst weather I've ever experienced. It was like 100 degrees with thunderstorms.
Just ever,
literally ever. So, but I, of course, I'm a get up and go type of cat. And after my flight was delayed at LAX on Friday, 6 hours.
Ooh. Yeah. One thing I've learned in quarantine. If you must fly, do not do it on a Friday.
Yeah,
that's a free tip.
It was a mechanical issue, which always is my favorite because there's just no answers. So I was at LAX and I got home to my apartment in New York at 3 a.m., which is the latest I've stayed up in 15 years.
Well, even when you're doing cocaine, you wouldn't stay up that late?
I mean, maybe, but I was a 2 a.m. cutoff guy because I'm a fucking, So I come home, I sleep, I wake up, I feel okay. I do a 6-mile run. I feel like it was unsafe due to the weather conditions. It was so hot.
So that even early in the morning, it was still blazing hip hop and R&B.
It wasn't that early, but it was too early for it to be that hot. Mm-hmm. Then I had a full docket of activities yesterday. I had to walk around Lower Manhattan, sweating through my clothing to purchase dying print media that is unavailable in LA.
Do the work, Chris.
I went to a friend of the show, How Long Gone, legal counsel Mike McCoy's house. I walk in, the air condition is fucking blazing.
Shout out to Caitlin, our number one fan, I believe, on the low.
Caitlin does listen to the pod, and I love that.
Yo, Shorty, if you're listening, TJ says, what's up?
She's got a full array of fresh fruit and other snacks for me. Cold brew is on deck.
So she got your rider.
She got my rider. We chop it up. But their daughter Alex is 15 and was literally putting me on to game. It was so sick. She took me into her lair and showed me her gaming PC where she was showing me her 3D renderings she's working on in the 10th grade.
Damn, bro.
The future is safe, I think, if it's New York kids only.
It is not.
Unfortunately for you, Jason, I did not get any information about the new Halsey record produced by Nine Inch Nails.
Nothing at all? I'll take a crumb of data, please.
Mike was tight-lipped about that, but the world will know soon. So then I took a shower, and then I went to meet Sam and Ella, and we went out for a little while, and then I had to take another shower, Jason. It was a 3-shower type of day yesterday.
3 showers? That's like the when you rate the different heat levels of when I make a big old pot of my chili. You got the 5 alarm.
Yeah.
So this is a 3-shower day.
This is a 3-alarm day, and then I woke up this morning and went to Fierce Grace, my preferred hot yoga studio, and now I feel like I was hit by an MTA bus. I'm obviously, the gallon is situated next to me. I don't know if I'm going to recover. I have a meet and greet with It Boy Greg K.
Okay.
You know, I might have to go shirtless too, because I can't sweat anymore. I don't have anything left.
Okay, a couple things up top. What was the name of your hot yoga place again? Just clearly?
Unfortunately, it's called Fierce Grace. Which is also the name of my small group that I do with my other Christian brothers. But I let them use the name. I didn't sue them. They're a British company, so I decided to let it slide.
Okay,
you know?
so that's when you guys want to take back the narrative of your virginity, and it's actually kind of cool to be a virgin.
Exactly. Yeah, virginity rocks.
Maybe cold yoga would have been a better idea for you. Is that a thing that exists, Chris?
I don't think so. That would kind of not allow the muscles to get the elasticity they need for someone of my mobility range.
Yeah. I mean, so does Resistance band, Chris. It's called Resistance.
Good point.
Something to think about.
I get it now. Thank you, trainer. It was so hot in there, though, that it was like I was sweating before the class started, which I knew did not bode well for me in my future. There were a few poses that I did rise from, and I saw stars like Tweety Bird, and I was worried. I was worried that this tree might fall.
Jesus.
But luckily, I was. You know, the District Vision tights kept me upright.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I'm like, damn. Have you tried bulimia? Like, just maybe that's kind of make it less of a dangerous situation for your body.
It's a good option. I feel like there's less sweating. But
for sure.
You know, I don't know. So yeah, that's where I'm at, TJ. Are any further questions, Your Honor?
No, pretty much just wanted to quickly make fun of the name of the hot yoga place you go to.
Sure. And we went to last night we went to although I went pretty early to a little birthday karaoke celebration for someone I'd never met before.
Just an early one.
Yeah.
So we get 4 p.m. karaoke sesh.
We get there, and you know, I'm like, oh, they're okay. Of course, it's like Rihanna and Drake and Nicki Minaj and shit. And then for some reason, it goes from Gin Blossoms to Goo Goo Dolls to the Killers.
Well, they saw you walk in. They saw you walk in, Chris. Simple
I didn't know I was a VIP, and then they didn't believe me. They didn't think I had bars. They didn't think I could do the Killers. I didn't sing it, but Sam and Ella were like, close your eyes and do it, and they watched the screen, and it's bars all day. So I just wanted to.
Wait, so you're saying that you did a eyes closed, blindfolded rendition of Mr. Brightside?
It was not Mr. Brightside. Actually, it was a deeper cut than that.
Are you able to divulge that, or is that behind the paywall?
I'm sorry, that's going to be $5 monthly. But no.
Or are you so dizzied from your heat stroke that you just forgot what Killer song you did?
No, I'll look it up right now. Actually, it was because
you really don't know.
Well, no, because it's not like a favorite of mine, but I still know every word because it's the gospel. So
you chose that just because the selection was limited.
No, I didn't choose that. It came on.
Oh,
it's from the album. It's from the album Battle Born. It's called Here With Me.
Fuck.
No, it just came on.
So this is a karaoke place where you don't get to pick the song?
Well, somebody had picked it, but this guy that was singing, he was sitting down, a white gentleman, of course, and it seemed that him and I had similar tastes. And unfortunately, he was dressed so poorly that I didn't want to kind of big up him. But
not inclined to share the stage with him.
No, he was doing a nice job, and the club was absolutely rammed, disgustingly sweaty, and I had to leave.
Yeah.
You know, it was nice to see what the young people were up to, get an update on their trip to Europe, which sounded exquisite. You know, kind of just luxuriate in the sauna that was a thunderstorm and heat lightning soaked Dime Square.
Damn, bro, that sucks. New York sucks ass now. It
sucks.
Well, how was the Throwing Fits barbecue?
Oh, I didn't make it. Damn, was that yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
An unnamed source said that it looked like Pride without any abs. That in reference to how many the fella to lady ratio.
Understood. Understood. Pride without any abs. What was in the place of abs? Do you know?
camp color shirts and hard seltzer, probably.
Hard seltzer, sure.
By the way, I didn't know that, and this is probably stupid of me, I didn't know that hard seltzer is like a thing you get at the bar.
I mean, I don't think it's a beverage that is offered at every bar.
No, of course not. But I was just talking to, because I saw people drinking a truly hard seltzer last night, and I was like, Sam, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, this is like very common. And he's like, if you're at the wrong bar, the bartender will give you a high five and like a bro when you order one. So look out for that. If you're,
I mean, I guess, if you're a bartender, it's less work for you to do. You just slide a can of Truly across the bar and you're done,
Yeah.
You're $1 richer. You don't have to do a twist on your fucking martini or something. Okay, well,
have you seen, speaking of just quickly canned beverages,
get into it.
Have you seen the Notorious B.I.G. Budweiser Tallboy? Have you seen that? How did we not talk about this before? It is
I just saw
offensive.
it this morning for the very first time.
Let that dead man rest. My God. And he wasn't, he ain't ever drank a Budweiser.
No, he doesn't seem like a Budweiser guy, or he didn't seem like a Budweiser guy. He's more bandana wrapped around the Henny bottle, or he's probably one of those cats that just does. I just don't drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably.
I think he pops an X pill.
He would have an X pill, maybe a Casamigos neat on Fridays, but yeah,
Fridays.
I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Me and Faith every Friday we have a little Casamigos neat. We have a nice dinner with a piece of fish, and we just talk. We catch up on our week.
I would say let's not speak ill of the dead, but this sounds pretty nice.
No, this is not ill. This is cool. He'd still be alive if he lived that kind of lifestyle.
God.
All of this stuff, when you see the Keith Haring boxer briefs and the Basquiat car stereos, it's all because somebody's signing off on this. You know what I mean? It's not like this is like a.
If I was advising the estate, I would be like, let's see what 805 has to offer. Let's not just go with the first offer on the table. That's kind of like
that's a good point.
Negotiating 101.
That's another thing I witnessed. I finally got my hands on one of the 818 tequila influencer boxes last night at Sam's apartment.
Okay.
And he wouldn't let me take it. It was kind of like a struggle as we left. But he did. He kind of kicked me in the shins, and then I left. I didn't want to. It'd be weird to punch him.
Maybe once I'm done with my dry July, that'll be how I break my hymen.
They send nice. I mean, it's 2 big bottles, and it comes with some sort of wooden contraption that we tried to put together last night, and the 3 of us could not figure out what it was for or what it did.
It's a shame I wasn't there. I definitely would have been able to assemble it and figure out what it's for.
Especially when it's dry July. But anyway, TJ, I know you've had a rough morning on the 101 to the 405. And I just want to make sure you're mentally okay, and I would love for you to walk us through through what happened, because it sounds bad.
No, I mean, it's not super interesting. It's the equivalent of like telling somebody your airport horror story is just the same time every time my life partner tells me about a dream that she had. It's just
nothing worse than dream talk. Please, dream talk. Let me tell you something. No one wants to hear that unless you're paying them to hear it.
And even then, it's a begrudging situation.
Even then, they would rather they would rather you talk about anything else. But if it's $2.50 an hour, they don't have a choice. So
we've all had a terrible airport situation. That's just how it goes. And we dropped her off. She had a check bag because she was flying out for work, so she had a bunch of all of her work stuff in a big daddy Rimowa, and shout out to Rimowa. You guys rock. And the line to get on the plane, the TSA check line, that was fine. That was no problem. But the line to check luggage was 3 hours long. So after I dropped her off, I'm back on the 405, great little freeway. And then she called me and she was like, you have to come back because I have to jettison this large suitcase because I'll miss my flight.
You're in the Tesla going 120 on the 405 listening to the new Tim Dillon.
There's 2 dogs in the back. They're like, fuck, this week is gonna suck ass, isn't it? And then I was like, yeah, it is. Mean
daddy TJ. I thought we talked about this. I thought this TJ solo week you're going to drop the dogs off in Orange County and just lock yourself in and get fucked up. I thought that was the plan.
There's still time. I don't know what's going to happen yet. Maybe I'm thinking that these dogs are going to be the thing that kind of holds me together a little bit.
I had an offer for you where I think I would pay upwards of $300 to board the dogs if you promise to do K for 48 hours.
I'll do K in front of my dogs. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I'm afraid that they would be neglected. It's not about. I'm sure they can see you, like staring in the mirror and jerking off and whatever you want to do, but.
But also these dogs got to get fed and walked and and I probably won't do that when I'm deep in one of my patented holes that I like to get into.
TJ would be like a gopher when it comes to these holes.
I don't know when to stop. I actually I was inquiring. I spent one evening with Turnt Tom and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do some K. Like just being in his house reminded me that ketamine exists, and I was like, maybe I should.
Did he put DMT on the chicken wings while you watched the game, or was this just a non? You guys just had some natural wine.
This was just a dry meal. Yeah, I mean, obviously we had a selection of rare meads.
There was some tinfoil and stuff on the table, but I assumed it had to do
the mead was
with
very
the casserole that he made, but. I guess it wasn't nefarious.
But literally, I mean, yeah. So like all that stuff sucks. So now I'm like dealing with shipping whatever a 75-pound giant suitcase.
Was FedEx open on a Sunday?
Some of the places are open, but they don't do pickup.
Doesn't go out till
Monday.
Monday.
It doesn't go out till Monday anyway. So I'm gonna do it later. But
for all my fashion heads, Jason, they know you should have called WorldNet. You know what I mean? But I'll let you.
When I got home, there was already a shipping label in my inbox, just like, here you go. I'm like, oh great, I get to go find a FedEx location on a Sunday too. This is awesome.
I love when TJ is doing his little assisting, whether it's for me or truly anybody.
Yeah, I do a lot of assistant work. I don't get paid though.
Well, most good assistants don't.
Wait, are you saying I'm good?
You're a guy that needs probably 5 to 10 more years in the position, and then maybe we'll see kind of
10 more years, and then I'll be a decent unpaid assistant. Jeez,
we'll kind of see what happens next. But I don't just keep hope alive, Jason, because you just got.
We don't want to promise nothing.
Yeah, you just got to keep your head down to the grindstone, and keep it pressing.
Okay,
yeah, that's it.
Keep my head up. Keep my head down, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Head up and head down.
Okay. But honestly, now that I was talking that K talk, I'm like, damn, maybe I should experiment with ketamine, but I don't know if I should do it alone. But I also don't want to do it with anyone else, but it is kind of unsafe. Maybe I'll FaceTime you, and then if I blink twice, that means call 911. How's that work for you, Chris?
Unfortunately, I'll be unavailable. The whole point of this
you don't even know when I'm doing the K. What do you mean?
I'm unavailable. I have to wash my hair that night. I already know. The thing
I said it's during day.
During the day, I'm very busy and I can't take calls that aren't related to business or money.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're an impenetrable wall.
Well, that's part of the reason I keep assistants around, to kind of, keep my time free so I can really.
You're like the Italian goalkeeper. Nothing gets past you.
Exactly. And I got those big gloves on.
Big Supreme gloves. Still in the plastic. They're available right now on StockX. But yeah, so you've never done ketamine, right?
No, I have once, but it's been eternities ago.
But you didn't use it for therapeutic purposes. There was recreational.
Yeah, I mean, most drugs that I've done were recreational. I did, funnily enough, I was having some pain, and I found that OxyContin was perfect for that.
Got it.
Got it. I watched a movie on the plane about the drug crisis, the opioid crisis, starring Armie Hammer, my favorite cannibal, and
My Cannibal Romance.
It was a stacked crew, but it wasn't very good.
What's the name of this drug flick?
Crisis. I'm surprised there hasn't been more movies, like a good movie about the opioid crisis. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, only documentaries. This was obviously a fictional tale.
This was a fictional tale.
Auto fiction.
Well, it was 3 different stories connected to opioids, and they all seamlessly, bind together.
Wait, you're not telling me they're intertwined?
Jason, I hate to ruin it for you, but let me tell you something. They are.
So that's like the through line of these opioids is like, you think it's just going to affect like the homeless drug addicts, but it actually affects everyone, doesn't it?
It actually does. But I also watched Whiplash, which I'd never seen before. What do you think?
Hot fire.
I was ready to black out and go to Guitar Center, cop the Pearl,
cop the Pearl kit.
single tom, floor tom, snare.
Well, I mean, you're a jazz player, but yeah, get a jazz kit.
Crash, a ride, some hi-hats, get my Zildjians on.
Yeah, get a 6-pack of Zildjians. That's your magnum.
Honestly, that's the kind of teacher I want a teacher who slaps me. That's where I'm at. I think I need to find a personal trainer who, if I don't do the reps right, and my tempo, I'm dragging my tempo when it comes to the reps, he punches me in the face. I think that's what I need.
Chris, you're a common pervert, not a fitness enthusiast.
I'm not saying that punch would give me an erection, but it's possible.
It'll get you over the finish line. Let's say that.
Yeah, it'll get me over the finish line. And we're not talking about hitting the showers.
You're going to hit an Usher style climax, but it doesn't necessarily.
Exactly.
Clean up not necessary. You don't need a towel for mopping. You need a towel for mopping your brow.
Exactly. So that was my takeaway from that movie.
Well, cleaning up cum
is just a classic swing, 4 on the floor.
So you liked it. So you liked Whiplash.
Loved Whiplash. Yeah, it was really good.
Great.
It's actually crazy to think about Miles Teller being a good actor, because he just seems like a flip-flop bro. He doesn't give actor to me, but he's great in that movie. And he was also good in that Jonah Hill movie where they're like robbers. That movie was good.
Wardogs
was big heat.
That was when Jonah Hill was 800 pounds. That was Jonah Hill at his largest. This was pre-longboard.
Jonah Hill's a fucking great actor. He's really good.
Wardogs was a terrible movie, Chris. Come on. But I loved it.
No.
But yeah, it's an awful flick.
That's what, of course it was bad, but it was fun to watch. It's like a plane movie. It was sick.
It's the size of a plane.
There's no better time than right now, and I mean Friday morning, July 16th at 9:15 a.m., to apply for life insurance. Because it's not just the temperatures that are rising, it's the life insurance rates. They're going fucking up, Jason, and we need to get in while the getting's good.
Yeah, there's a lot of climate change, but there's also a lot of changes going on in my body. I've got days to live, and thanks to Policy Genius, it makes it easy for you to compare your quotes from over a dozen top insurers all in one place. Why would you want to compare? Great question. If you want to save, 50% or more on your life insurance by comparing your quotes, you could do that. If you don't want to do that, I would call you a common fool. You could also save $1,300 or more per year on your life insurance by using Policy Genius. That's a brand new MacBook Pro.
Easily. And
lower model. It's not the fully juiced up one. You're gonna have to buy some RAM.
No one really needs that weird electronic bar anyway. The licensed experts at Policy Genius, they work for you like Jason works for me, not the insurance companies. So you can trust them to help you navigate every step of the shopping and buying process. That's the kind of service that has earned Policy Genius literally thousands of 5-star reviews, much like this podcast.
And a couple of ones, that's fine. And, getting started is very easy. All you have to do is go to policygenius.com. In a few minutes, you'll figure out how much life insurance you need for your life, depending on how little it is or how boss you are. If you're not doing well in life, obviously you won't need as much. When you're ready to apply, the team will then handle all the paperwork, all the scheduling for free. All you got to do is sign. There's no extra fees. There's no other side bullshit. There's no selling your data to other companies. So head to policygenius.com to get started right now.
Policy Genius. When it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right. I think Miles Teller is one of those guys who married a Miss Arkansas, who he met at Hooters, and he's like a wife guy now.
Yeah, I met her at on one of my duck hunts, and then she's been my sweetheart ever since. I'm a Hollywood style actor.
He was around though. I think he was like an NYU guy, I believe. So I feel like I might have been waiting on me to leave the bathroom stall at Black and White in 2008. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you're not that young, sweetheart. Okay.
I look it.
Yeah, actually, with the I remember a friend of the show, Dan O, many, many times. This is how much he loved Whiplash, or how much Whiplash affected him. So he would have Whiplash saved on his DVR, like he recorded it when it was on Cinemax or Stars or something like that one time, and then he would save it, and then he would have the very final scene bookmarked, so he would come home blacked out drunk. It's like 4 a.m. We're I'm loading up all of my hot sauces from Del Taco and getting the set and setting just right, kicking the shoes off, and he loads it up, and then he will do a stand and watch that final scene blacked out, and that was like his favorite thing to do when he was drunk. You could probably understand that after watching it. That final scene where he really takes it all home, that does something to a person.
It's beautiful. I need to actually. I need to look into this. I didn't look into it, but I'm sure that Miles Teller had to learn to play.
Oh yeah,
like pretty seriously. I'm sure for some of those like overhead shots, it's somebody else. But some of that stuff. I mean, that's like. He
needed help for the last mile, but he got most of the job done. He had to have.
Yeah, which is pretty fucking impressive. Because Miles Teller also doesn't strike me as a musician. So if he went in there with very little skill and learned to play drums even half of that level, that's very impressive.
Well, that's the beauty of drums is you're not a musician, you're a master of rhythm, and you don't have to read no notes. You don't have to know chords or theory or anything like that. You just have to know how to lay down a tasty groove.
Well, you gotta, he was reading the 16th notes, Jason. I don't know if you can read music. I obviously can. But it's a language that some don't understand in the same way.
Chris, I didn't know you could read music. That's cool.
It's very impressive. Yeah. I don't really, it doesn't come up that often because unfortunately I was, I didn't, the Lincoln Center thing, I did it for a couple years and then I kind of, I transitioned out. There's not a lot of money in it, unfortunately.
Yeah. You do it for the love, and that's kind of the only thing. It's like interpretive dance.
That was an ankle injury, but I did dabble.
So now that I am officially Macaulay Culkin style Home Alone for a whole week while Bay is in one of the worst cities in the world. Boston, Massachusetts. What should I do? Oh, I need to get my dance card filled up. I'm gonna have a beverage with a friend of the show, Nomi Fry, later this afternoon. Just a cheeky Sunday bev. But other than that, what do you think I should be focusing on?
I mean,
as my guru?
I don't. I mean, it's tough. I'm a little. Me being out of town is not great for you. I'm worried.
Right.
Because
you're afraid. What's this dog gonna get into?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to come back and all my fucking Manolos are going to be torn out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean,
I'm going to feel real bad, but I am going to tear up your Manolos.
It's an opportunity to better oneself, and I, of course, would encourage you to dump your efforts into fitness and cooking.
Bro, what else is new? I need a change up. That's all I do is cook in the gym and in the kitchen.
Well, what else would you do? You can't read. Like you don't play video games. What else? I don't know what else you do. Have friends over? You barely have any friends. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I got rid of all my friends a while ago, about 18 months ago. Actually, yesterday, I had to do another fucking stylist shop out at Bloomie's.
What did we cop?
Well, we did. We ended up having about $700 in store credit, which we love. So I got a pizza oven, one of those little portable pizza ovens.
Sick.
And I got a Coke White polo long sleeve linen shirt for TJ's Italy trip. That's not bad, huh? It's
Buongiorno.
Not bad.
No. Be careful though. Don't get any of the arrabbiata on that. Okay.
Oh, you know it's gonna happen.
I know you're not the cleanest, but you'll look great, and also stains kind of work for you.
I make stains look good. And just how the nonas do.
So tell me about this pizza oven because I can't wait to partake in a little za.
We've done a little home pizza party thing before, right?
Yeah.
The one we got is called the Ooni, Ooni. It's not my top choice. I was more of a rock box man, but this is the only one that was available at
Rockbox sounds
ROCC.
Rockbox sounds like either a shitty practice space or a channel in the 900s on Spectrum where you can just listen to music.
Yeah. Channel 945 is the Rockbox where it's like, oh, this is another Queensryche video. But there's the culinary options are not wonderful at the Bloomingdales in Century City. I didn't know how the whole system works when you do like the studio rentals of clothing for photo shoots and stuff, but like you buy all the clothes, whatever it is, like here's $10,000 worth of bullshit ass clothes, and then whatever you return, then you get your credit back, but you have to pay a 20% rental fee for it.
I am familiar with this. So
you're familiar with this. I want to educate our listeners, but that 20% rental fee that you have to pay to essentially borrow these clothes for a week or whatever, that 20% becomes just instant store credit that you can use on whatever you want. I mean, I don't even know why they do that. It's like they're kind of giving away a little too much.
They're giving away a little too much, but
I guess it brings the customers back. Like it keeps me coming back and renting more hair in Preston.
Much like a classic loyalty program. You know, there are rewards for your continued business.
Well, that's a big reward.
It's a very big reward. So what is this? What's the ticket on this little oven? Like 3-4 hundo?
Yeah, like 3-4 hundo.
And so is this electric? You plug it in?
No, this is gas. It's a gas one.
Oh.
You can get a wood one or a gas one. The wood, it's like with pellets and shit, so that's kind of pussy, so I don't really do that. We may have got Chris Black a little housewarming present. Who knows, Chris?
But now that you gave it away, that it was bought with a store credit, it's not going to really, it's not going to feel the same. I won't tell Al about that, but I'll let the secret stay between us that was a free.
You tell me she doesn't listen to this podcast?
Definitely not.
Okay, well, Chris, if it makes you feel better, I did pay for parking.
Well, I mean,
and then
$8.
that came out of TJ. That came out. It was $5 straight onto the Apple Card.
I don't know if $5.
And they don't have no awards for this.
This oven though, what
it's just
what
like it's like a little
pies?
It's you cook like the 12-inch like Napoli style, like a small personal size
Can we
one.
blister these motherfuckers?
No, it'll get up to 800 900 degrees, so you can get
I need all the DOP. I need all the DOP ingredients though. I need the DOP tomatoes, I need the DOP bufala.
Well, Chris, come on. Well, don't worry, because I picked up 2 knuckles of DOP. I got one buffalo and one burrata from Italy. So I'm doing it Big Willie style with my mozzarella. As far as doing tomatoes, DOP, I might do that, but I also, since we're balls deep in tomato season, I might consider doing...
You can go get some heirlooms.
I might go fresh.
That's probably a smart idea. I think that friend of the show, Jake Davis, could also provide some basil for you from his
That
home
would be
garden.
great. That would be great.
Fragrant. A lemon basil. It's unbelievable.
That is a great tip, and I would love to take advantage of that. I will have to wait until you get back home from New York, because he definitely doesn't want to hang out with me just one-on-one. So... Whatever, just send me whatever your flight details are, and then we'll kind of sort it from there.
We'll go straight to his house to harvest.
He's got too much on the line to do one-on-one with TJ.
A one-on-one with TJ for a lot of people is a challenge. For someone like me who's a seasoned pro,
you don't run from the flames, you run towards them.
No.
Characters welcome at TJ's house. I
don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to say probably like basically exactly the same stuff, just with less talking. But let's be real. Do you have a list of tasks you have to complete? You can be honest.
Like outside of my own day-to-day responsibilities? You mean like stuff for Bay or like stuff around the house?
You know exactly what I mean.
No, I don't. I literally don't.
You got to power wash the driveway, or
that's all elective work that I choose to do. And yeah, of course I'm going to power wash the fucking driveway.
Of course, yeah.
Does a dog have fleas? But it's weird, because obviously, a week away from your life partner, and it's you miss them, and you get a little sad, and then also the stuff around the house, like taking care of the dogs, it's a 2-person job that is being handled by 1 person, so that part becomes a little, it's a little difficult. But I gotta say, as I have the rest of my summer will be filled with travel that I don't want to do. To be able to just sit at home alone in silence is, I need to. It's not because I want to, it's because I need to. It's hashtag Virgo.
True.
I need that time alone to rest, recharge, reset, and get in my mental.
Yeah, make sure you don't unplug, and we'll be fine.
So you're telling me make sure I stay alive?
I mean, I'm saying like, do some deep breathing, do some stretching, you know what I mean? Like, it can't just be you and Hulu for the next, 7 days.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because, part of the time, or part of the reason why somebody would go, to Equinox and hit the sauna is like, that's your little moment of zen. If I don't need that zen moment, then what if that affects my fitness? What if I see no reason to visit the Equinox because I'm already at 1, I'm already centered? And what if that's all I need to unlock? I don't need some bullshit Kirsty Godso blood tests. All I needed to do was this, and the pounds just fall off, and my abs start coming in.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get an 8-pack, but something more than I was hoping for.
Not you're not partly because you don't try hard enough, and partly because you bought a pizza oven, so it's not looking good.
Three pack? Let me get a 3-pack.
Let me get a little 3-pack. But is the oven? Is this something you can throw under the? Is this like something you can throw in a drawer, or does this like is it?
The storage solutions haven't worked out yet. I haven't even had a time to take it out of the backs and do an unboxing yet. Which
stay tuned.
Which is tough because as I'm saying it now, it's like okay, now everyone is kind of like wondering where it is. Like before, nobody knew I had this, and now the streets are aware, and they're going to be kind of.
I would.
My YouTube comments are already trickling in.
I would probably beef up security if I were you. Just.
They're like, where's the art? Where's the art, TJ?
Yeah, nobody's asking you for the art. But I can't wait to have a TJ pie.
Oh, we'll have many, and just like how you play the drums badly, and just how you do karaoke badly, I'm gonna let you make your own pie. You ready for that, Chris?
Look, you hoe ass. I've made pies before, and I'm not great at it.
Don't call me a hoe ass. You always call me that.
But I like to try, Jason, because I think the culinary arts, part of the appeal is the experimentation. I know you're not a big recipe guy.
Chris, I know a lot of things about you. I know you don't like to try. So first and foremost, that's a bold-faced lie.
I like to try if there's a check on the other side. Sorry, I don't just open Molly Baz's cookbook and cook from it like you do. But it's some of us are a little more experimental in the kitchen. We go for more of a Noma approach. I'm into fermentation and other experimental dining options.
Okay, well, I'm more of a Baz girl. I like eating a Yummers.
What do you like putting in your tum-tum, TJ?
I haven't watched a video of hers in so long that unfortunately all my insults have faded away, so I got nothing. But I feel like she was known for doing a lot of. We're just gonna sprinkle some rosemary on top. And that's gonna.
Oh God! I was at McNally Jackson yesterday, picking up the new issue of the Skirt Chronicles, and there was a guy walked in.
Let's go.
He's like, "Yeah, there's this cookbook. It's everybody's talking about it. You guys have it at your Williamsburg location?" And the girl working there was just like, Molly Baz, like just like here, dude. Yeah, like.
And that was the right one.
Yeah, of course.
Gosh, I mean, good for her. If
go off. I mean, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about it. It's just it seems like somebody's coming for my queen. I'm not going to stand here idly by.
Talking about Romaine.
I'm talking about Romaine.
Alisson.
Yeah, so I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about the cookbook world except they get paid a lot of money and there's pictures of food in the books.
Mm-hmm. Is it possible to? Do you think that they have beef, or do you think it's possible? There's
no.
Okay, there's not.
Roman's probably above that. Romans would walk through the fire and come out on the other side. I'm sure she can't be bothered with these other, female creators.
Right. Okay, it's like Trippie Redd coming for Nas. It's like, get out of here, bro.
Well,
I'm a freaking OG.
Yeah, I would. But what does it mean that I prefer Trippie Redd to Nas?
It means you have your finger to the pulse of the youthful streets.
Do you prefer Trippie Redd to Nasir?
Unfortunately, yes. and I hate Trippie Redd.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't even like Trippie Redd like that, really.
I hate that guy. I'm sure Nas has done some bad stuff in his life, but Trippie Redd just feels like a rape. I feel like he's raped people a lot, just shit.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Nas is
I feel like he's he's one of those people that like kills an animal for no reason, just like steps on a frog and like everyone around him has to pretend like that was cool.
See, you're projecting because of his Warped Tour vibes that he also tortures a neighbor's cat, and that's just not fair to do.
Look, Trippie, come on the show, defend yourself.
You don't know that.
You know where to find me.
Some people say the guests can't keep up sometimes, and I don't think Trippie Redd could even show up. I don't think he.
So I have a month ago we were talking about where I invented my Harmless Harvest cocktail.
I've seen some people posting that.
Yeah, a lot of people posting it. A lot of people sending me DMs and stuff about it. But I do have a new cocktail now that it's becoming quite hot. Obviously, you're going through this as well over there. You've got the humidity and the heat, and it's a little bit more of a dry heat in California. It's kind of different, but we need to step things up a little bit more. So instead of Harmless Harvest mixed with 818 or Casamigos, and then a squeeze of lime, we are going 80% sparkling water, maybe a Topo Chico, something like that. 20% Gatorade of your flavor, If you want to go virgin, if you want to go alcohol, we're probably going to do vodka in here. We're probably going to do we're doing a Tito's splash.
This sounds like it would taste like a flavored liqueur.
Exactly. Because if you like, obviously, if you're like a person who like went to college, you probably have had some type of like Gatorade and vodka situation, like Arctic Blast and Stoli is probably like a common one.
Those two things seem to work against each other, correct? Because one is hydrating electrolytes and one is dehydrating alcohol.
They're not working against each other. One is hopefully negating the other in some way. The same way that, the electrolytes that are naturally occurring in the Harmless Harvest delicious coconut water are also doing. But, sometimes when the heat is this strong and your alcohol dependency is that strong, you need to call in something with a little more firepower, something that's been synthesized in a lab somewhere by the good people at Gatorade.
I like firepower. That's cool.
Picture of LeBron James is on the cover or something like that. Yeah, you need some real firepower. Only during these summer months, and obviously just drinking a regular Gatorade, it's a little too strong, too much sugar. Even though it's supposed to be a healthy drink, it's full of fucking sugar and all that shit. So we cut it with Topo, and it really goes down a treat. And if you're doing dry, like I was out doing a lot of yard work yesterday, of course, and
God damn it, man.
I was feeling fucked up. I was feeling dead, and then I just took a big old, those deli cups, like how they do in the Chef movie.
Yeah, I know all you fucking fake chefs love to. Where do you even buy those deli cups?
I got Amazon.com, and then I got a little piece of masking tape, write my name on it, so my CDC doesn't accidentally take a swig off of my special potion.
What's a CDC?
Chef de Cuisine, you fucking idiot. God
Chef de
damn it.
Cuisine, damn.
I think that's also like a health organization as well, but as it pertains to life in La Cochina.
We don't recognize health organizations on this show, as you know.
I know. But the biggest news that we haven't even got to, Chris, as of last night, mask on.
Not where I'm at. What are you talking about?
So you're not coming back, is kind of what I'm gathering.
I might not.
You're like, I don't care that's 120 degrees while it's monsooning. I'd rather take my chances here than sunny California, 82 degrees, brisk and all that shit. But yeah, I got the email straight to spam yesterday from Equinox saying like, yeah, we back, baby.
I mean, what I read.
What you read?
Is that the LA cops are like, we ain't enforcing this.
Right, the sheriffs. And I think they did that last time. I think they did that last time as well.
They did, but I think this time I don't know. I think that people really aren't going to want to do it this time. Whereas I think last time people felt more compelled. You know what I mean? The
amount of people who are going to be compliant, much lower, of course, because, hey, we already did this before. I'm over it. Summer's here. It's hot as fuck. I'm not wearing a mask anymore. I mean, I wore a mask a couple days ago. Like, I went to a restaurant. They told me it was a Korean restaurant, Corner Place. And they were like, oh, you can't come in. They kicked me out because I wasn't wearing a mask. And I was like, holy shit. I mean, I don't even know where our masks are. Like, we had to like go rummage through the glove box.
They told you had to put one on, but they didn't offer you one?
They didn't offer me one. So we had some in the car and it was fine. It worked out okay. But it was odd. It was like, that's how quick we go back to normal. And I think because we go back to normal so quickly, it's going to be so much more difficult for us to go back yet again and start wearing the mask again. Everyone's just like, come on, bro. We're over it.
The messaging is wild.
The messaging is wild, but, we're building the tracks while we're driving the train. And it's, even though the sheriffs won't enforce it, that's not really, I guess that's not really,
of course not.
That's not really the issue either, because the issue is like when if you're going into somebody's private business or residence, they have the power to.
Oh, don't worry. all the fourth wave coffee shops let you know that what they require. Don't worry. They like to post signs.
But what about? I mean, it's at Starbucks too. It's literally everywhere is going to be enforcing it, except for
I know.
Except for right wing establishments or whatever. I was talking to a friend of the show, Adam Villison, the artist guy, and he lives out in by Joshua Tree, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I went to this pizza place recently, a real remote town, and he said when you walk in, there is a Kaepernick jersey on the floor.
What?
That you like use as like a door, like you're supposed to.
Bro, what?
ceremonially like rub your feet on the, there's like Trump posters and MAGA shit everywhere, but like, that's the kind of place that is going to be like, come on in, brother. We don't need no masks. And that'll be a thing that happens. But everywhere else, if you like go to Office Depot and some guy with a Blue Lives Matter shirt is like, oh, I'm not wearing my mask, and then some 17-year-old kid is gonna have to be like,
it puts these employees.
Yeah, and then it's like an hour of just like, I'm not doing it. I'm not. It's like it's just dumb for everyone. But then what's the other solution?
It's so fucking dumb.
There's nothing you can do.
Basically, it was sold to us as we'll get these vaccines and we'll be good to go. And now they're saying, yeah, you got the vaccine. We ain't good to go because these other people didn't get the vaccine, but they didn't force us to get the vaccine. It's just like,
yeah,
basically, and shout out to all our anti-vax followers, but we gotta force people to get the vaccine. Not forced, but there's got to be like a free beer as a reward is not going to encourage people to get a vaccine. Like if there was a real, it's insane that in this country we have to do something to get people to do what's right. Mm-hmm. But if that's what it's going to take, I think the federal government should do that, whatever that may be.
Well, yeah, I guess I understand their point of like if we fully enforce, like mandate it legally that you have to get a vaccine,
they can't.
Then that's gonna cause a lot. Like that's gonna cause a big uproar and riots and protests, and like it's gonna be a whole mess. So they're probably thinking like, let's try this out first, like. They will eventually all get vaccinated once they realize like they can't travel and they can't do all this stuff, and then they're learning that all the people who are anti-vax are like, joke's on you, like traveling is for fucking pussies. Like, I don't travel. Like, why would I ever want to leave America? And they're like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot. There's like millions and millions of people that have no, that doesn't affect them at all. And then everyone else who's like, I like, travel and culture and seeing the other world and seeing other cultures and people. So I will get my vaccination gladly, so then I could go back to the Amalfi Coast. Or
I got my vaccination, Jason, because I love my neighbors and I want to make sure everyone is safe. So it has nothing to do with traveling or your little expensive vacations.
Chris, I think it only has something to do with traveling with you.
It's about doing the right thing and making sure that I keep my neighbors and friends safe. And if you don't understand that, then maybe we should kind of rethink our partnership.
Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah, well, I just do a full U-turn and turn anti-vaxxer.
Maybe this week maybe you should do some thinking about safety. Putting yourself last instead of first all the time. Thinking about the greater good, the greater consciousness.
Good fucking luck.
What the founding fathers kind of really meant. You know what I mean? When they set out and launched this country.
R.I.P. to Biz Markie, one of the founding fathers of hip hop.
Speaking of founding fathers, did you get the gift I sent you yet?
No. Did you send me a copy of the Constitution? What did you get me?
Remember I ordered you some new coffee for you to try?
Oh, no, that has not arrived yet. You talking about my brown lives matter? But I'm not talking about people of color. I'm talking about coffee. Chris for some reason thought it'd be a funny gag to get me a package of Black Rifle coffee. I knew that it existed, of course, from the Joe Rogan podcast. Those guys make rockin' coffee.
There's a big New York Times story about it this week. I'd never heard of it, and then Jake and I were talking about it because Jake also knew it from Joe Rogan, which you guys are obviously freaks. But the website was everything about it was so fascinating to me that I had to buy a pound and get TJ to taste test it and see if having a single cup of Blue Lives Matter coffee would compel him to do a school shooting, or buy an AR-15 or maybe just like do his work faster. We don't know until we try it.
It actually made me a better father. No, it's gonna make me get one of those. I'm gonna get a back window tint on the truck where it's just a very faint drawing of like a wilted and badly burned American flag that is still proudly flying.
I like that.
It's gonna make me do that. It's gonna make me buy a crossbow. It's gonna make me take helicopter pilot lessons. It's gonna make me start filming Instagram, TV reels of me seeing how fast I can break down and put back together my AR-15. It's going to do all. It's going to, and that's just 1 pound of Black Rifle. I haven't received it yet. I'm going to do a full, but yeah, when I went to the website, I was like,
it's crazy.
This is gnarly.
It's one of the craziest. And the way that the way they sell, like the commercial where it's so brilliant from a business perspective and so torched from
it is brilliant
every other perspective.
From that perspective, but everything about it is bad. I was looking at their Instagram when I was checking out the product. They had a video. They're like, oh, it's like Cinco de Mayo, so we need to do an activation.
Oh God.
They went to a firing range, like a gun range. They set up a taco bar, but all the taco ingredients were like funky bad ones. And it's actually kind of an ingenious game, but it's very racist and, terrible for, it's just like, oh, Cinco de Mayo, we're gonna shoot guns at taco stuff. So they put all these ingredients. It's like tortillas, meat, cheese, lettuce, but then there's also like, nasty stuff. Like, what if you put mustard on there or chocolate syrup? Just like weird things. And then you get your sniper rifle and you shoot at the targets and ding, ding, ding. And whichever ones you hit, you have to make a taco with those ingredients, even if it is like chocolate, mustard, onion taco or whatever. And then some dumbasses. Like redneck has to eat it and be like, oh, it's so gross.
They're clearly children of Joe Rogan because that just sounds like a Fear Factor plot line.
Yeah.
But I just looked it up. I just looked it up quickly, and the bean that I purchased for you, I'm just looking at the artwork. It's a black bag. It's an American flag with a machine gun on top of it, and it's called Freedom Fuel.
Freedom Fuel. Well,
and it is a dark roast. It is a dark roast because I know you like it. It's similar to Pike Place, your favorite. So I just wanted to make sure.
Pike Place is a light roast, Chris. It's about time you learn that. And a light roast actually has more caffeine than a dark roast. That's the thing that most people know nowadays. But
I'm sorry.
Now that Huntington Beach is trending again on Twitter, hopefully my Freedom Fuel comes in time. I could fill up my Blue Lives Yeti and truck on down the 405 and see what's going down at the beach.
Oh my God!
I need to do a fist bump with Matt Gaetz.
It's so insane. We live in an insane world, man. It's really, really,
and that's
really
why
something.
We pod, baby. We have to make jokes about it so we don't put
these guys
a black rifle in our head.
And don't look, I know I spent $13, but that's research, and unfortunately some of that money will go in the pockets
pretty affordable.
Of these proud men who served.
This one's for you, boys.
It's nothing for me to peel off a 20 and pass it on to these guys who kind of kept our flag flying during hard times. I told them to keep the change.
Keep the change. Donate that to some type of KKK fund or whatever you guys are doing. And we also, in better news, we recorded some new ads today, which you already know. So.
Yeah, I know that's what you guys come here for. Okay, well, I guess we podcasted, Jason. I finished a gallon of water while we did this. So I'm feeling a little more alive again, or that could just be the energy I get from you, my illustrious, brilliant, and always entertaining co-host.
Thank you for that, Chris. And I also drink a lot of water, and I have to go to number one, so we're going to wrap this up now. Chris, have a great week in New York, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Let's go, baby.